All right, welcome in, boys. Episode 5 of Ant and Jay Save America. I am Jay. He is Ant. We cover the topics of the day. What's going on, Ant?
Had a pretty good day. Had a very eventful Monday morning here in Omaha, Nebraska. A dude on the interstate got in a road rage incident where he crashed his car into someone else, got out of the car, stripped down naked, and started shooting at people
Um,
on the interstate Monday morning. Naked.
as
Just
you
naked.
as you were on your way to go play golf.
No. It shut down the interstate. That's why I was late to my tee time. Because instead of being able to take the interstate, I had to take Dodge Street all the way to East Omaha to get to the golf course. And on the way, on Dodge Street, on the way to the golf course, is a Chick-fil-A. So I drove by the Chick-fil-A and I had to stop in because I'm like, oh, well, I need to get a peach milkshake because you can't drive by a Chick-fil-A without getting a peach milkshake. So I was in line and had to wait about 20 minutes to get my peach milkshake. So now that I think about it, the interstate being closed probably wasn't the reason why I was late to my tea time. I probably just was at Chick-fil-A for too long. But that's neither here nor there. There was a dude naked on the interstate shooting at cars.
So, two things. One, I've never walked into a Chick-fil-A or gone through the drive-through. Two,
Really? You're not living, dude. Like, what do you
yeah,
people in New Jersey eat?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't eat Chick-fil-A. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, it's a chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I like their Cobb salads.
but anyway, so why why was he naked shooting people? Like, has
No
the
one
story
knows.
developed at all?
That's basically all we know about the story is he got in a wreck on the interstate during like rush hour, like 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And when he got out of his car to confront the driver, he just stripped naked, got his gun, and started shooting.
Did he actually shoot anybody?
No one's dead. But he had his arraignment today. They had him on the local news. He's like in this weird wheelchair confinement vehicle thing because the dude's apparently nuts. So it was like a Hannibal Lecter, and they had like all these security guards around him with like SWAT and riot gear in the courthouse while he's like confined in this like chair where he can't move. It was freaking insane.
Fucking Midwest, man.
I know, it's like Omaha man's the new Florida man. Apparently, like who does that? Just
I don't know. I don't know who does that. Like, I've never seen that in New Jersey. I've never seen somebody strip down once they get into an accident and start shooting at people.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, you would think, oh, it's just a normal road rage incident, but no. Let me get naked first. They had the 911 call. They played that on the news where the dispatcher is talking to the police, and the cops are like, "All right, blah blah blah," and she's like, "No, he's naked." He's like, "No, he's just naked." They're like, "He's naked." Yeah, he's naked.
That's
Shooting
wild.
suspect shooting fire on 680 I-80 interchange. He's naked.
That's that might be crazier than anything we talk about tonight, actually. But
It might be. I don't know.
All right.
Anything
I
going
mean,
on in your neck of the woods? I mean, you live right by the big city,
I think
NYC. Got to be
we got to
something crazy going on over there.
we got to start a Omaha man story, a Nebraska man. So,
I don't
all right.
know, dude. That was
So
wild.
first topic up this week. Adult film company offers Mark Jackson $1 million to be their play-by-play announcer. Let me read that one. Somebody offered Mark Jackson, Mama, there goes that man, Mark Jackson, $1 million to do play-by-play for porn. I think this is fantastic. I hope he does it.
He has to. Now, is this like a real story or is this just a crazy headline? Because
No,
Mark
yeah.
Jackson was one of those guys from ESPN who just got fired, right? Didn't they like fire like 70% of their on-air personalities on ESPN?
I think Breen's gone. I think Jeff Van Gundy's gone. Yeah, I think they're all gone. Actually, they laid off like everybody. ESPN, man. I don't even know what they're doing anymore. I really don't. It's crazy. But anyway, the story goes: adult film company offers Mark Jackson $1 million to be their private play-by-play announcer after being fired by ESPN. Add Mark Jackson to the list of ESPN reporters and commentators who have been laid off over the past few weeks. Jackson was let go with 2 years remaining on his contract, with Jeff Van Gundy also being laid off in late June. ESPN is expected to replace them with Doris Burke and Doc Rivers. Well,
that sounds terrible.
So a couple of things. Number one, there is nobody on earth that could listen to Doc Rivers talk for 3 hours because it is excruciating. It's like listening to him talk is like listening to Robert Kennedy talk. It's just, it's the worst thing ever. Doc, have you ever heard him talk?
I can't, but I can't remember what his voice is like. The crazy thing about Doc Rivers is, like, when did he get fired? Like, I don't follow the NBA super closely, but like, isn't he still, apparently he's not a coach anymore?
No, Jeff Van Gundy has been in the booth with Mike Breen and Mark Jackson for like a decade calling.
Yeah, I know. Like Mark Jackson's been there forever. And who the freaking hell is Doris Burke, and why would I want to listen to her?
All right, first of all, that's disrespectful. I love Doris. I'm a big Doris guy. I'd give Doris a shot if I could. She's like a mom that used to be like an incredible basketball player, but I think she's a mom. But she's done the sideline reporting a lot for them, I think, like when they were in the booth. But I love Doris, bro. I'd give Doris a shot. I mean, you would probably look at her and be like, "Are you out of your mind, bro?" But there's just something about Doris, kind of like Oprah. Remember Oprah back in the day?
Yeah. Are you saying you wanted to fuck Oprah?
Listen, bro. It's $1 billion.
So you want Mark Jackson to do play-by-play on you and Doris Burke?
No. But anyway, yeah. So I guess it's going to be Doc and Doris Burke. So they would join Mike Breen on ESPN and ABC's top NBA broadcast crew. With the move, Burke would be the first woman to serve as a game analyst for the NBA Finals on TV.
Really? Yeah. They haven't had a woman do that yet?
No.
I don't know. They've had a lot of women broadcasters over the last decade, so I'd assume one of them probably done it.
Well, I mean, like
one lady with they had that one lady with A-Rod doing like Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN.
Yeah,
she was really good.
Jessica Mendoza. Yeah.
I don't remember all these broadcasters' names, but I just remember the lady who did Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN was really good. Yeah,
they have a lady in the booth, Laura Sanko, sometimes for the UFC. So they do that. It's starting to happen, but it just hasn't really happened, I guess, at the NBA level. Even the NFL, like Amazon, like some of the games on Amazon were like a fully woman broadcast team for NFL games.
Well, that's very progressive of them.
Yeah.
So does Mark Jackson taking the money or not? Look, I said right here, reading on the article, it says adult site Cam Soda has extended a jaw-dropping $1 million offer to Jackson to provide play-by-play analysis during their live cam shows. The company has even suggested that Jackson can use his famous catchphrase, "grown man move."
I'm a big Mark.
All right, he has to do it.
So I assume, they sent him, dear Mark Jackson, my condolences on being laid off by ESPN and vacating your role as the NBA analyst at the worldwide leader of sports. Now that you're out of a job and in search of work, I'd like to formally extend you an offer. We here at Cam Soda, an adult site, would like to hire you as the company's first ever play-by-play announcer for adult cam shows. You'd call private cam sessions just like you had been calling NBA games, commentating on the action playing out in front of your very eyes. You can even use
Jesus.
your catchphrase, grown man move, for sensational moments during couples shows when the man bangs down low and goes
Go
to
down
the
good.
hole. In return for hiring you as Cam Soda's play-by-play announcer, a role you would have to serve for 1 full year, we'd be willing to compensate you $1 million. Please take some time to consider my offer. I'd like to get you back on the mic and call in the action ASAP. Jackson, a very religious person. Oh, Jackson is a very religious person. So the pairing is never going to happen.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Oh, wait a minute. What? On Monday, Jackson released a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter.
No, stop that. Stop that
That's
right now.
what they're doing already. It's Twitter.
It is Twitter.
Yeah, it's always going to be Twitter. It's never not going to be Twitter. It's just stupid. Oh, okay. This was his announcement when he left.
So he's
Twitter.
not going to do it. But
No.
I just want to just to segue real quick. That
Yeah.
rebranding to X is the dumbest fucking thing ever. Like, seriously, I can't stand it. I look at my phone and I'll get like notifications from Twitter, and now it just looks like I have like porn tabs at the top open at like the top of my phone. It's all XXX. I'm like, really? Are you freaking kidding me?
I don't even know what that means. What does it mean? Do you know? Do you even know what it
X?
means?
No, apparently Elon Musk has an obsession with he has like an autistic obsession with the letter X. I mean, this is why they kicked him out of PayPal back in like 2000, because he's like wanted to do all this bullshit, whatever.
Isn't his? I think his kid's name is not a name.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
named one of his kids
X.
X, apparently.
It's like X9. Yeah, it's like X91432J. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's Elon, man. He's a genius. I know it. The world knows it. You don't know it. You never know it. You think he's the dumbest guy walking the earth. But yeah, you're gonna die on that hill.
I will die on the hill that Elon Musk is a retard.
We don't say the R word anymore.
Whatever. I will die on that hill. Elon Musk is a moron.
Sweet.
Well, it's good that they offered Mark Jackson that money. I think he should take it, but he won't. I might actually watch that website if he took that offer.
I would watch it. If I would buy it. Whatever Cam Soda is offering, if Mark Jackson's doing play-by-play, I'm in. I'm buying it. No doubt. Okay, so we'll move on. Florida man. Early Florida man story. Normally we do it later, but we're going to do it early. Florida man accused of stealing an alligator from a golf course after beating it to teach it a lesson.
What?
Yeah. Florida's fucked up, man.
Florida man accused of stealing an alligator from a golf course after beating it to teach. That is a sentence.
That's a sentence.
That is a sentence. That is something like that's something that could only happen in Florida. Like, they have alligators in other states. Like, you see alligators in like Louisiana, and I'm sure there's probably some in the marshes along Mississippi or whatever. But it's purely a Florida thing that this shit happens.
Yeah, Florida's the gift that keeps on giving, for sure. So it says Florida man accused of stealing gator from golf course, threw it around a little bit to teach it a lesson. Suspect tried.
Hold on. Go down to that mug shot. Look at this guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is a guy who is a fond of a certain glassy textured substance that he lights on fire in a bulb.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen. You and I would not look anywhere near that good if we got into a fight with an alligator. We might be dead. or at least missing an appendage at the very least if we got into a fight with an alligator. So I don't think that guy looks half bad.
I think that guy has done copious amounts of methamphetamine in his lifetime.
I don't disagree there. Yeah. we're on the same.
You know what? Methamphetamine explains this whole story too.
Yeah, probably. A Florida man who stole an alligator from, it's a miniature golf course, bro? Wait a minute. What? Miniature golf courses, like alligators just roam around
What are you
miniature
saying?
golf courses? It says it wasn't like a normal golf course.
Miniature golf.
Yeah, miniature golf.
All right, you were like adding a syllable in there.
No. Oh well, yeah. In Jersey, we say sometimes miniature golf.
Sometimes you said it like 3 times in a row, and I was taking.
Bro, don't fucking stop judging me, okay? All right. From your podunk state that you live in, you got your own problems over there. So
yeah, we got naked guys shooting people on the interstate.
Yeah. So a Florida man who stole an alligator from a miniature golf course, swung it around by its tail, and threw it into the air, claimed he was. Wait, what? Threw it into the air, claimed he was teaching the reptile a lesson, according to the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Department of Public Safety. But my question is, have you ever, that's how many alligators there are in Florida?
They're everywhere.
They're roaming around.
You never seen one?
Yeah, my dad, my biological father lived in Florida. But I've been to Florida many, many times, but you don't see them walking down the street. It's a miniature golf course.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I know you see them on the regular golf courses in Florida because they have all the sand traps and the water hazards. But yeah. So anyway, it says police said they were patrolling on South Atlantic Avenue around 3:20 a.m. Nothing good ever happens after midnight.
Nope.
Thursday morning, when they saw a man later identified as William Hodge attempting to throw a live alligator onto the roof of a building.
I guess that's illegal.
Hodge, 32, grabbed the creature by its tail and hit it against the building awning. I'm pretty sure beating the shit out of an alligator might be illegal. I hope alligator's okay. He's also accused of slamming onto the ground and stomping on it twice, throwing the alligator over his shoulder and then onto the ground. You know what? I hope this alligator's family comes back for revenge. This is some bullcrap, man. What did the alligator ever do to him?
Honestly, I'm going the other way. I'm backing this guy. What do you? There's no animal cruelty for alligators. A dog, a cat, a pet, not alligators, bro. They'll rip your face off.
No one gets killed by alligators. Alligators are everywhere in Florida, and no one dies from alligator attacks.
Yeah, I bet you that there are some people that go in the water that there are kids getting eaten at Disney World. Don't you remember that story?
That was one story 20 years ago.
First of all, it wasn't 20 years ago. I knew you when it happened, but
that kid deserved it.
I mean, that's not nice.
He was fucking with the alligator.
All I'm saying is that you should be able to do whatever you want to an alligator.
Oh my god.
That's all I'm saying. Because that alligator might come for your throat.
They can't reach it. You have to put your throat way down. Alligators are 1 foot tall.
Listen, man. Officers said that they approached Hodge after seeing him throw the alligator, and he immediately put his hands up to surrender and was taken into custody. So I guess he knew it was wrong after he did it, at least.
All right. He admitted that he jumped a fence into an alligator enclosure at a nearby miniature golf course, stole the gator after wrestling with it, records show. When asked why he abused the animal, he claimed he was teaching it a lesson. He trespassed onto the golf course. This is the golf course's pet. This is the golf course's mascot, and he's just beating the piss out of it. He probably had a really bad miniature golf round earlier in the day, and the alligator was just staring at him, so he was so high on meth that he probably thought the alligator was laughing at him for missing the putt. So now he's beating the shit out of it because he's a fucking meth head trailer trash.
So he's facing charges of animal cruelty.
Exactly. It's illegal. An arrest
Possessing.
report did not detail what injuries the alligator suffered, if any. It has since been returned to the Congo River Golf Course. Well, I hope the alligator's okay after that. That's some bullcrap. I hope this guy gets the maximum penalty, death penalty for Mr. Hodges.
I mean, whatever.
Or probation. I don't know. Probation, death penalty, tomato.
I think that you should be able to do whatever you want, in my opinion, to an alligator. But that's neither here nor there.
Should you be allowed to fuck an alligator?
No. Okay, maybe not whatever you want.
Okay, I want to know your limits.
No, maybe not whatever you want. But like, hey man, if I saw an alligator and it was walking towards me, I would do whatever I can to beat it. That's just me though.
You just leave them alone. They're not that dangerous.
All right, so Lizzo. Lizzo.
Baby. I love Lizzo.
Do you know who Lizzo is?
I love Lizzo.
Like the person or the music?
The music. Oh, I love Lizzo's music. It's fantastic. My husband and I were going to go to a Lizzo concert. There was a Lizzo concert a couple months ago. We were going to go to it, but it was like $200 for decent tickets, and we weren't going to pay $200 a piece, which meant that would be like $400 plus Ticketmaster fees. It was brought it up to like over $500 for us to go. And we're like, we could just we got her on our Pandora. We don't have to pay $500 to go to a Lizzo concert. Well, but no, yeah, I do actually legitimately love Lizzo. I think her music's fantastic.
Well, apparently she does not practice what she preaches, because former Lizzo dancers fat shamed and pressured while at strip club, a new lawsuit alleges. So, like, isn't her whole thing, Lizzo, like body positivity? Like, that's like her whole message, right? She's out there.
It's such her message that her dancers are actually also like overweight.
Okay. Well, then why is she fat shaming them?
Well, I think what happened was I heard that she has it in her rider, that on her tour rider, that she has to, they all have to maintain a certain weight, because if they start gaining weight, she knows they're probably eating her food.
That's not a real statement. That's not real.
That's 100% allegedly something I heard. So if when they're gaining weight, she's got to go check her food to make sure they're not eating her food. You know, it's like, wait a minute, why are you getting so much weight? Like, you're trying to get into her Oreos. You know.
3 former dancers have filed a lawsuit against Lizzo, accusing the singer of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. How about that?
I think it's all bullcrap. I think they got fired, and now they're trying to get a bag.
Oh, that's good for them. Go get the bag. 3 of Lizzo's dancers have accused the singer, of sexual harassment, creating a hostile work environment, in a lawsuit filed Tuesday. They also allege that she pressured one of them to touch a nude performer at an Amsterdam club and subjected the group to an excruciating audition after leveling false accusations that they were drinking on the job.
Well, here's the thing. If you can't audition, because I read this story, if you can't audition gruelingly for 12 hours straight without pissing yourself, do you really belong in show business?
Was that really what she was making them do?
Yeah, one of these girls claimed that she pissed herself.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, because she was so scared of Lizzo that if she went to the bathroom, that she might get fired. This was during like the auditions. I don't believe most of this stuff. In fact, I got Lizzo's statement up here. Let me pull this up right now. So in response, Lizzo said, now,
what the fuck are you doing right now?
No, I got it translated from Huttese. So, translated from Huttese, Lizzo's statement reads in English, All of these allegations are false. It is a shame that people who were fired for, basic bullcrap about how like this is false. I'll fight these allegations. So,
what is Hatis? What are you
the
talking
language
about?
of the Huts.
Oh no, that's not. Now I get it. That's not nice, man.
What?
Jesus Christ. So
What? You didn't know I was bilingual? I understand Huttese.
the dancers accused Lizzo, who is a performer known for embracing body positivity and celebrating her physique, uh, of calling attention to one dancer's weight gain and later berating, then firing that dancer after she recorded a meeting because of a health condition.
You see, the dancer's recording the meeting. She deserved to be fired.
Jesus, man. This has to ruin her, right? Like her whole thing is like wearing shit that doesn't fit and like but I'm just saying like she's like, love me how I am. I'm beautiful. Like with all this, I'm still beautiful. So like isn't this gonna ruin like her image?
Like her career's tanking right now. Yeah, her streams on like Spotify and Pandora and all those websites have like fallen through the roof.
Wow.
Fallen down. Like she's tanking right now. And honestly, though, if these allegations are true, it just makes me respect her more. You know.
I think there are pictures actually. Well, I mean, do you want to keep reading the story?
You don't have it up for me.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, there we go. The suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court and provided to NBC News by the plaintiff's law firm also accuses Lizzo's dance team of proselytizing to other performers and deriding those who had premarital sex while sharing lewd sexual fantasies. See, I don't get that one either because like half of Lizzo's songs are about her fucking dudes. So I don't think that sounds like made up stuff to me too. It's all they're trying to tear my girl down.
Would you believe me if I told you?
Sex and publicly discussing the virginity of one of the plaintiffs. See, first of all, like, what's this girl doing being a virgin for anyways? When she's like, I'm not gonna virgin shame.
Would you believe me if I told you that I've never heard a Lizzo song in my life?
Yeah,
like
what?
I know what she looks like. I know who she is. Never heard her music.
Never. Oh my gosh. Can I pull one up?
I mean, we're gonna get demonetized, or they're
we'll
gonna
talk over it. You play like 10 seconds of it. She slaps, dude. Her songs slap.
I don't know if you're allowed to play it, but yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Where would I go on here? No, dude, I can't believe you've never heard Lizzo's song. First of all, Juice is a great song. Boys, she does that one song where she does that. I do my hair toss, check my nails, tell me how you feeling good as hell. Oh, it's a good song. I love all her stuff.
That makes me want to never listen to a Lizzo song for my whole life.
Her songs are all positive. It's about like feeling good about yourself, fucking dudes, eating as much as you can, diabetes, fucking dudes, and feeling good. It's great.
You're fat shaming right now. That's what you're doing right now.
I mean, she is incredibly fat, yes.
Listen, bro, I struggle with weight, okay? That's not very nice. All right, man?
And I fat shamed you how much?
A lot.
And how much weight have you lost since you and I have become friends?
Too much. Too many times you have fat shamed me.
And you've lost how much weight since you've met me?
74 pounds right now.
So sounds to me like fat shaming works, Jay.
This is not
fuck.
You see, man. So they have pictures. They have I mean, come on, man. This lady's fat shaming somebody.
I gotta love the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy makes me love her even more.
Like her dancers look better than her.
Yeah, her dancer. Yeah, I mean her dancers. her dancers are like big girls, but they're not like obese like Lizzo. Lizzo is obese. Lizzo is very large. And I love her for being fat. I don't care. Like, I think her music's good. And I'm not saying this sarcastically or putting on a bit or anything like that. She's like one of my like 5 favorite pop artists at the moment. When I categorize like the music that I love, you know, like who are my favorite artists by category of music? Yeah, Lizzo's one of my favorites in pop.
The suit alleges false imprisonment against Lizzo's production company because a member of her security detail allegedly forced Davis to remain in the room after the meeting ended so he could search her phone for the video. I mean, false imprisonment charges too?
That'll get dismissed.
It does not specify a dollar amount for damages that cover emotional distress, including unpaid wages, loss of earnings, and attorney's fees. Crazy, man. In the meantime, Lizzo continues to inspire, Ant. That's what she does. She's here to inspire people that it's okay to be chubby, and I dig that. In a recent, but apparently not behind the scenes. It's not. But like when she's on that stage, it's okay to be chubby.
It's all about body positivity with Lizzo.
Yeah, yeah. In the meantime, she continues to inspire fans. In a recent clip circulating on social media, the singer can be seen telling a young woman attending a concert in Australia how beautiful and special she is and how she could be the greatest dancer in the world. See, that's a nice, isn't that a nice way to end this?
Yeah, it is truly crazy how like her image and everything she's all about is about being positive, and then it turns out that she's just a complete total fucking bitch behind the scenes. Like she's just completely two-faced. So who knew?
Fucking Lizzo, man.
I think they're just trying to tear my girl down, though. I mean, it'll take a lot to tear her down because she's like 300 pounds. So, but they're trying to do it.
I want everybody that's watching to know I don't approve of that. I don't approve of that fat shaming as a big man.
Okay. You know what? As a big man, you should be supporting Lizzo's music. You need to start listening to more Lizzo. Like, do you like pop music at all, or
pop? I mean, really, what I listen to is all.
Hold on. Let me guess. Because you're like a 42-year-old white guy in Jersey. So I'm going to say you love Bruce Springsteen and Tool.
I love all the music that I used to listen to in like 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2004, all the old stuff. Yeah, like Tool.
Like, I mean, you got the Fred Durst hat, so you definitely listen to
old Stone Temple Pilots. Like, I still listen to all that stuff.
So you're not a fan of Lizzo, huh?
Oh, but you know what I'm into now, which is crazy? My daughter got me into country music. I'm not even joking you, bro. Like, you know what I listen to now the most? Like Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen.
Isn't he the guy who did a cover of a lesbian black lady song and then turned it into a #1 song?
One of the greatest songs of all time. Tracy Chapman is a G, man.
You know what's funny is I actually finally heard Luke Combs' version of Fast Car, and I thought I was going to hate it, and I'm like, that's fine.
Oh, so he's so good, man. He's so good.
I mean, Tracy Chapman's version's obviously better, but I heard Luke Combs' version. I'm like, yeah, I'm not bad about it. It's not bad.
Yeah, I was just talking to my daughter about that the other day, about how like she completely got me into a different genre of music that I didn't listen to until about 2 years ago. Which is crazy.
Well, anyways.
All right. Next up. Anheuser-Busch revenue fell 10% last quarter, costing the company $395 million. The Dylan Mulvaney fallout continues, Ant.
That's crazy too, because like that whole ad it wasn't even like an ad campaign. It was like an Instagram post. So like, unless you follow Dylan Mulvaney, or you like liked things on Instagram that was Dylan Mulvaney adjacent, you never even saw it. But the conservatives lost their mind. And the crazy thing is I've never been a fan of Bud Light anyways. When I drink domestic piss water beer, I've always preferred Miller Lite. But the thing now is like, because I don't care about this controversy at all, like in general, like when it comes to boycotts and stuff, I think all boycotts are stupid. And and I'm not going to get mad at companies for, trying to do ads or whatever. So I think all these boycotts are dumb. But now, whenever people see me drinking a Miller Lite, they think I'm making like a political statement against Bud Light. And I'm like, no, I've never drank Bud Light. I always drink Miller Lite. So like now I tried drinking Bud Light at the beginning of this controversy just to like stick it to the conservatives. And I stuck it to myself because I realized, oh, this is why I don't drink Bud Light. It tastes like shit.
I can't believe that it was like one of the most, if not the most popular beer in the country. Like, why are people drinking if not to catch a buzz? Nobody drinks beer because it tastes great. And so, like, you'll have to drink a case, 24 Bud Light probably, to catch a buzz. So like I don't even get it. No, it's got to be less than 5%.
Yeah, it's like 5%. Light beer just means it's not as hot.
Calories, yeah, calories.
Calorie wise,
yeah, but
alcohol content.
But most of the time, the alcohol content's lower though.
Not necessarily. No,
I don't know.
Like 4.5%, 5%. I drink Kansas where it's 3.2.
I drink like Fat Tire, Voodoo Ranger. That's what I drink.
Well, maybe you need to start drinking more light beer.
Why? Because I'm fat? That's why? Is that why? So, yeah. All right. So revenue fell by 10% last quarter, according to its latest earning report. The company reported it lost $400 million during the second quarter sales this year. Thursday, the company said the U.S. revenue fell as sales of Bud Light slumped. America's former longtime number one beer. That's crazy to me that it was the number one beer. Has faced backlash since April after sponsoring transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Did you hear also, it's not in this story, but I recently saw it. They sold like 14 brands to a Canadian company like Shock Top.
I like Shock Top.
Yeah, Shock Top's good.
That was Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. But I mean, Shock Top it's like really close to Blue Moon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a Belgian white beer.
I normally get the I normally go with Blue Moon, but I don't mind Shock Top in a pinch. So yeah, they sold like 14 companies. That's who the name that stuck out to me the most was Shock Top. But there were like 12 to 14 brands that they sold for like 80. Some company in Canada bought it for 85 million. So they're hurting, man. Anheuser-Busch is hurting right now.
Yeah, I cannot believe this might be the first time a boycott actually worked.
Yeah, that's fair.
And to think about it, you know what they're mad about? This is what they're mad about. Because some transgender broad held up a Bud Light can and said, Bud Light, tasty.
Like one
That's it.
Is that literally all that? Like one transgender chick drinks a beer for an ad, and the whole world stopped drinking Bud Light.
Yeah, I never even heard of her. Like I had no idea who Dylan Mulvaney was until this whole thing came down, and they showed it wasn't even an ad. It was an Instagram post on her Instagram where she literally went like, "Hey guys, Bud Light's sponsoring this Instagram post to me. Boy, Bud Light's delicious. You know, I like to." I think it had something to do with like March Madness. So she's like, when I'm watching, March Madness basketball, I like to drink Bud Light. So good. Yeah, it was just a fucking little sponsored Instagram post that, like, literally, unless you followed Dylan Mulvaney on Instagram, you never saw. What blew it up was like all of a sudden people got like mad about it. And like,
yeah, I know. Like,
fuck, like
Kid Rock like took in like AR-15 and like
that was hilarious.
He shot up
That's silly. The whole thing's silly to me. The ad was silly. The response is silly. And like, I don't get it though. I mean, it's so weird that like people are like that mad about it because I'm like, did you guys not know that like transgender people drink beer too? I don't. It was just it was very bizarre to me that like this much backlash happened over an Instagram post. It wasn't even an ad campaign.
It's had a substantial impact on the company.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I've always thought people should stop drinking Bud Light, but I didn't think they should stop drinking Bud Light because they're bigots. I just thought they should stop drinking Bud Light because it's trash.
Yeah, it's garbage. Bud Light's garbage.
Yeah, drink Miller Lite instead. Apparently, everyone's drinking Miller Lite now because. But like that, like I said, that's the annoying thing though. Is like when people see me drinking Miller Lite, they think I'm making some kind of political statement against Bud Light. I'm like, no, I've never drank Bud Light. It was always gross to me. But what is good is the Bud Light seltzers. Have you tried those seltzers?
No, I don't have.
No, but so because of the whole Bud Light controversy, right? They started giving out vouchers for you to buy the shit. So like, obviously, I wasn't going to drink Bud Light because that's gross. But I got a $8 cash back on a case of Bud Light seltzers.
If I'm gonna drink, I'm not drinking a seltzer, bro.
I mean, dude, there's nothing better than like drinking those seltzers now when you like when you're mowing the lawn or you're out on the golf course or whatever. There's nothing like a nice, satisfying seltzer. Normally, I drink Trulies. But if I don't have Trulies, I like I love the Bud Light seltzers or the High Noons, the vodka seltzers. Those are good. My buddy's got me on the High Noons too.
This guy, one of our guys in the chat, DB, who has watched us for a long time, said Miller Lite's my light beer of choice and always will be.
Yeah, it's always been light beer of choice too. Like
I don't think I've ever had a Miller Lite.
It's a little bit more flavorful than Bud Light. I would put it so when you're talking about like the domestic light beers. Now none of them are great beers. Like I'm not going to promote that Miller Lite's a great beer, but when I don't want to pay $20 for a 12 pack, if I only want to pay $14 for a 12 pack, and I want to get a decent buzz, and I don't want to feel all bloated and gross, so I want a light beer, I get Miller Lite. So Miller Lite. And then, like, if you're in a pinch, Coors Light's not terrible. But, like, Bud Light's always been the worst to me. But you know what's crazy is I've always liked Budweiser. I've never liked Bud Light, but I've always preferred – but I've always had a thing for Budweiser. I've drank a lot of Budweiser in my life.
All right.
Never liked the Bud Light. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need like 9% alcohol by volume, or it's not even beer.
But so you just want some heavy ass IPA? Well, let's just talk about this. $395 million revenue loss. That's insane. Because I read a story a month ago where like sales reps for like Anheuser-Busch are like probably going to have to go on food stamps now because they're losing sales volume.
How about the poor guy that made the decision for Dylan Mulvaney to do that?
Oh, they've already been fired.
Oh, what a sin! What a sin! Some poor guy
already fired.
Some poor guy was told to go tell Dylan Mulvaney to make an ad, and like his whole life got flipped upside down. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I don't think anyone could have foreseen this happening. $395 million year-over-year revenue loss. That's insane.
Crazy.
10%. You have a 10% revenue decline when you're that big of a company. That's absurd.
How about that? How about the fact that 10% in a quarter is $395 million in revenue for Anheuser-Busch? That's unbelievable. So what are they doing? $4 billion a quarter?
Dude, they have Bud Light, Budweiser.
Oh no,
Bud
they. Oh yeah,
Seltzer.
fell 10%. Yeah,
They have the Shock Tops. They have Heineken, for fuck's sakes.
they have Modelo too, don't they?
Modelo's the new number one.
But don't they own that company too?
I think they might distribute it. I don't think they own Modelo though. I think Modelo is a different company. But Modelo is my brother's favorite beer.
Anyway, the fallout continues from
And
how long ago? When was that?
March
Wow.
Madness. I saw the ad. I saw the clip. It was like a 30-second clip. It was March Madness. She was talking about March Madness.
5 months and counting. Whew.
I don't know. Apparently, she's like really annoying, so people didn't like it. But I don't know. The only thing I've ever seen involving Dylan Mulvaney has literally just been that one ad. I've never seen her in anything besides that one ad. And she did kind of come off as annoying, honestly. So
With the transgender crowd, her popularity must have exploded.
I don't know. I'm assuming she must have been popular in the transgender crowd just to get the ad, but I never heard of her until the ad. And so honestly, Instagram influencer, like aren't they like a dime a dozen? Isn't like half of Los Angeles an Instagram influencer?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. It just means somebody who has like a lot of people on their Instagram followers.
Well, like, do you know what the number one thing that grade kids say that they want to be when they grow up?
YouTuber and influencer.
Famous. That's it.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't know why.
it's so weird, man. It's just weird. All right, moving on. 3 football players among 7 athletes at Iowa and Iowa State implicated in a gambling investigation. Now, this happened a couple of months back, but there have been some new developments, I think, in the case, which is why it's back in the news now. First of all, did you hear about that? That three football players, 7 athletes between Iowa and Iowa State are being investigated for like a gambling ring?
Yes. I have heard of it. The best part of this story is that the Iowa punter, what he was betting. Guess what he was betting? Like,
what? I don't know.
You know what the biggest story of college football last year, well, the biggest funny story of college football last year was the historic ineptitude of the Iowa offense while still having an amazing defense.
Probably one of the, if not the best, one of the top 3 in the country defense.
Yeah, they had like the top 3 defense in the country and literally the worst offense in recorded history. They scored more defensive touchdowns than offensive touchdowns last year.
So what were they betting, the under?
The Iowa backup punter was betting the unders in all the Iowa games.
That's fucking brilliant. That's brilliant.
Even their own fucking team was like, this offense is dog shit. I'm voting for that betting the under.
I've always said, like if Pete Rose was betting on the Reds to win every night and not to lose, then if you're going to bet to win, then why can't you back the team that you're playing for? I understand if you fade the team that you're on, but if you're going to back the team that you're on, doesn't that give you more incentive to win than you already have?
Well, here's the funny thing, though. Like, here's the really, really funny thing. The unders in Iowa games last year were like, they were setting them in the 20s, and they were still going under.
Oh, yeah, we hit it. We half the year we cashed tickets on Iowa unders last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like they couldn't set it low enough. Iowa was winning games without scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, Iowa won a game 7-3. All right, against South Dakota State last year. They won a game 7-3. Now, would you think that scoring 7 points in a game, winning a game 7-3, that meant that they got a touchdown for that 7 points?
Would they get
2 safeties and a field goal?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's
they won a game 7-3 with 2 safeties and a field goal. It wasn't even a fucking touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
But those unders were automatic, though.
Oh my god,
they were. You didn't even have to sweat. Like, it was just automatic.
Yeah.
But you know what? I understand why they don't, because there will be shady people that will fade their own team. So they just can't allow gambling at all.
All right, let's dig into this a little bit more.
Yeah, God.
Iowa kicker Aaron Blom and 2 Iowa State football players, quarterback Hunter Decklers and offensive lineman Dodge Saucer, are among 7 current and former athletes charged with tampering with records in relation to the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigations ongoing probe into sports gambling. Now, this is actually kind of makes me think of one thing. You said you live there in New Jersey. You're not allowed to bet on New Jersey schools, right?
Correct.
In the state of New Jersey. You
Yep.
can bet on Iowa schools in the state of Iowa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I live in Omaha, so I go right across the river to the casinos, like literally 5 minutes from where I live. And yeah, I could bet Iowa games. I could bet Iowa State games. I could bet,
I can't tell you
basketball.
how much it bothers me that it's not uniform against all legal books. Like, there should be no reason why people in Iowa can bet on Iowa, but I can't bet on Rutgers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like these kids. This is why these kids are betting on their games because they can, because they're in Iowa and it's legal to bet on Iowa. So that's why I'm saying maybe New Jersey was onto something there on keeping kids. So moving forward. The list also includes 7-year Denver Broncos defensive lineman and ex-ISU football player, and I'm not pronouncing that name, who was suspended by the NFL in July for violating the league's gambling policy. The list of 7 individuals came shortly after the Gazette citing the criminal complaint named Blom on Wednesday as the latest known football player among the 2 schools implicated in the probe. All 7 current and former athletes were alleged to have bet on sporting events involving their respective schools, some on their own teams, while concealing their own identities. Well, I sure hope they conceal their identities while betting on the teams.
Yeah.
However, the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission announced that no evidence has been found to suggest the integrity of such contests were impacted by the wagers. Well, you have a punter betting on unders. So, I guess he really wants to be busy that day. Blom allegedly placed around 170 underage sports wagers for more than 40. Really?
So what is he betting? What's he betting? 25 a game?
170 wagers for $4,400. Well, he's a backup punter. I guess he doesn't have an NIL deal.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have an NIL deal. No.
According to documents obtained by the Gazette, one of the incidents was an under total points wager in the Iowa State's 2021 game.
By the way, that's exactly $25 basically a game or per bet.
It's a scandal. This kid's betting $25.
Crazy.
Okay, there was a huge betting scandal involving some bullshit conference, college basketball, like a decade ago or 2 decades ago. And I think they're betting more than $25 a game. Blom disguised his identity by using his mother's information to place the aforementioned bets on DraftKings Sportsbook. Oh, I used my mom. That'll trick him. What an idiot.
That's bad.
Blom's mother approached law enforcement regarding the wagers, claiming Blom used her information with her consent and knowledge. That fucking narc bitch.
Wait, she ratted her own kid out? No.
What a fucking bitch.
No,
I'm sorry, but if the police come up and ask your mother about this, the correct response from Blom's mother is, "Oh no, I love DraftKings. I always bet on my boo-boo baby bears team."
Okay, so you know what we automatically know? None of these people are Italian. None of them. Because none
of these people are from the hood.
We don't do that. Italians don't do that to each other.
Oh my God. On the Iowa State front, the Des Moines Register reported Tuesday that Deckards is accused of betting on more than 24 ISU events, including Cyclones football. Saucer, who has not appeared in a game for the Cyclones, was also cited to the Register's report as alleging placing 12 wagers on Iowa State football games through the DraftKings account.
Wow.
The trio of active football players could be subject to severe punishments. I'm sorry, but fuck that kid's mom. That's bullshit.
That's
You
crazy,
man.
That's crazy.
Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz addressed the investigation at 2023 Big Ten Media Days in July, calling on the NCAA to revisit its protocol on punishing players for gambling. Hawkeyes defensive lineman Noah, let's scroll down for me, please.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Their defensive lineman Noah Shannon previously confirmed himself as one of the players implicated after he pulled out of representing the Hawkeyes at Big Ten Media Days. I think our world has changed dramatically, Ferentz said at Big Ten Media Days. Yeah, offense is appreciated, Kurt. How about you fire your son already? I think I think what the NFL has done with their rules makes a lot of sense. I'm hopeful this is an opportunity for the NCAA to reconsider two things. What punishments might be that are fair and relevant to the world we're living in right now. And probably the bigger thing, there's an opportunity right now for a lot better education process. I don't really respect Kirk Ferentz because he still lets his son Brian be the offensive coordinator for that terrible Iowa offense. So, fuck Blom's mom. You're a bitch, Miss Blom.
I couldn't imagine, like, my mother. I was betting so crazy, such crazy amounts of money when I was younger. Like more than one occasion, she had to give me like $10,000 to pay a bookie, and I had to pay her back. Like
on more than one occasion.
Yeah. But then I got a little bit older and then realized that my dad was a bookie, and then I started working for him, which is what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't happen like that in an Italian world. You understand? Like, I couldn't imagine my mom calling the cops to let them know that I placed bets on sports and I should be reprimanded for it and held accountable.
No, I don't think she called the cops, but I think when they approached her about it, she just admitted that it wasn't her. She should have just said it was her account.
Oh, okay.
$25 a game? That's totally a mom bet.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. She should be like, oh, I love them games. A little $25, give me a little action on my son's team. You know?
Wild.
Like, that's bullcrap. Like, fuck her. She loses her mom card. My mom would never do that to me.
Honestly, I agree. That's bullshit. All right. So this has been pretty crazy. I know you're a baseball guy. Did you see this? The Orioles suspend announcer Kevin Brown for literally doing his job.
Yes, I did see it, and they are getting roasted by everyone for it.
Like, the fact that he's not, is he hired back yet? Because he should.
No,
be.
he wasn't fired. He was suspended. And I saw a news brief. They're bringing him back for Friday's game.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're bringing him back. Do you got the story though?
Sorry, my Chrome is freezing.
Oh, you got that New Jersey internet connection?
Yeah.
But this is insane. So basically, they suspended him because in the pregame warm-ups for discussing the series with the Rays, he just pointed out that they've lost to the Rays a lot in the past, and they're kicking ass this year.
Right. And the video, when I saw it on Twitter, and it was like, broadcaster gets suspended, I thought like I was going to hear an F-bomb, or I thought something racist was about to come out of his mouth. And I watched the video twice. I'm like, did I miss something?
Well, it's like when you the Cincinnati Reds announcer who got fired like 2 years ago dropped the F slur on a hot mic, So I'm like, oh, maybe he dropped the F slur. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe he said something racist. Oh no, did he say the N word? Uh-oh.
I'm going to play.
No, yeah, let's play this. Let's see. This is what got him suspended.
Tell me if you can hear this.
For the Orioles, Brandon Hyde has felt like this has been maybe the toughest ballpark to play in, but the Orioles have a chance to do something special today. They've already clinched at least a split in the series, winning 2 of the first 3, and they could pick up a series win behind Tyler Wells today.
Hold on,
it's been a minute. The Orioles.
Now, look at what's going on there. Those are graphics, right?
Right.
Those graphics are made in pre-planning.
Correct.
Right? Because it's an already planned segment.
Correct.
Okay. Go. All right, keep playing.
Orioles split a two-gamer with the Rays in June. They had lost their last 15 series here at Tropicana Field. You have to go back to when our now colleague
Orioles have been
Brad
terrible
Brock.
the last 3 years, so that makes sense. I mean, we're talking about a team that lost over 100 games, like 3 straight seasons, and now they're really good this year. They're in first place. So being 0-15 in series in Tropicana Field against the Rays, while you were a 100-loss team, while the Rays were a perennial playoff contender.
Like, this should be common knowledge and, like, accepted nationally. No, there are no surprises here. Baltimore's been awful forever. The Rays have been a super underrated squad for a while. Like, I don't get what the problem is here. It's just, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall when they told this guy that he was going to be suspended. He must have thought he had a stroke, because, like, how could he even possibly understand what was happening?
Oh, no. They're about to get to the egregious part. Keep playing. I think he's about to drop the N-word or something.
Picked up the win in the series finale, June 25th, 2017, the last time the Orioles won a series here at St. Pete. Already got 3-2 at the Trop this year after winning 3 of 18 the previous 3 years combined. It is a stark difference, Ben. And it's not a bad Rays team. It's not like all of a sudden the Rays became slouches in the American League East. They've led this division every day, but now 2, and the Orioles once again are back alone in first place.
Yeah.
That gets you suspended in 2023.
No, I think if you listen really closely and play it backwards, there's an F slur. Yeah.
It's just amazing, man. This country is so fucked up right now.
No, it's not fucked up, because here's what happened. They announced that he got suspended, and there's a montage of MLB broadcasts. I saw a montage yesterday of broadcasters from basically every team calling out the Orioles for that. The Orioles got roasted on ESPN about it. And then there was also the fans showed up at Camden Yards.
Really?
Yesterday. Yeah, the fans showed up at Camden Yards yesterday with protest signs saying "Free Kevin Brown."
Good for them.
And the Orioles announced that he'll be back on Friday. He should be back now.
Yeah, he should be back now, and he should get a raise. He should get a bump.
He should have his resume out to every other team.
Yeah.
There's turnover in broadcast, play-by-play broadcast. He should have his resume out to every other team. Fuck the Orioles. You know what? There was a statement from Angelo, the owner of the Orioles, the CEO, where they said the reason why they got upset about it was because him pointing out like how bad they were in the previous couple of years made them look like they were cheap.
Honestly, this at least the story ends well. That makes me happy that the guy is going to be back on Friday, because that's so
absurd story in sports this year. Everything that's happened in sports this year, this is the most absurd. Yeah. Like, that dude literally got suspended for nothing. Like,
did you hear what happened in NASCAR this week?
No.
So
last time I heard about something happening in NASCAR, we had a new slogan that got posted all over the back of every Chevy Silverado Ford F-150 in the Midwest.
Yeah. Well, it was the F Joe Biden thing, right?
Let's go, Brandon. I see so many "Let's go, Brandon" on many pickup trucks.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon. Right. So what happened there was Noah Gragson, a driver.
Thank you for pointing that out, because I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, he's a driver in the Cup Series, which is the highest series, like the major league level. He liked a tweet, which was in poor taste. It had something to do with George Floyd, and it wasn't nice. Okay, but he liked the tweet, right?
So you're saying there's racism in NASCAR?
They fired him. They fired him for liking a tweet. Did not comment on the tweet. Did not say anything publicly about the tweet or George Floyd.
They fired him from NASCAR? He's a driver?
Yeah, he liked the tweet, bro. And initially they suspended him. And then the news came down, I think yesterday or today or the day before, that they fired him. Legacy Motorsports fired him.
Well, I'd have to see the tweet to know if it was reasonable or not. I mean, I don't know.
It's such a slippery slope. You can't fire somebody for that, bro, because it puts you down a path that it's not going to end well.
When you are a company or when you are a NASCAR team, like, because the NASCAR's all the teams, right? You're the owner of the NASCAR team. The driver is representing your brand.
I don't disagree with that. I don't.
I haven't seen the tweet, but like the driver's representing your team and your brand.
Yeah, I don't
he goes out there and he likes a tweet that is in extremely poor taste. And I'm telling you, like, if you say it's in poor taste involving the George Floyd thing, I already know it's probably racist as all hell.
Like you wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, right? Because we have fucking common sense and couth, right? But besides that, like,
no, I'm fully for, because the owner of that team, he has to protect his brand. All right, I'm just saying. I haven't seen the tweet, so I don't know.
Yeah, he said the tweet wasn't racist at all, but I know it had something to do with George Floyd. But like, here's where I'm at. I like if you're an intelligent person that is
well, NASCAR drivers mostly are not that smart, but
that is a professional athlete, right?
Yeah.
You just stay away from the George Floyd thing. You just steer clear. You don't get involved. You don't say anything about it other than how fucked up it was that he died like that.
Yeah,
like,
you have to have conscientiousness on that.
But
so that's what I'm saying, like, if the guy liked the tweet and it makes your team and it makes the NASCAR thing look bad, I'm sorry, fuck around and find out. Like, I've been a manager.
Slippery. Do you see what I'm saying? Though this country, it's like they pull it back a little bit, they pull it back a little bit, they pull it back a little bit, and then like the next thing that somebody does is going to be a little less outrageous and a little less outrageous, and then what happens is people are getting fired for being idiots. Like,
people already get fired for being idiots.
Yeah, I guess, but I just hate that. I just hate that it's a slippery slope. That it could end us in a place where people are getting fired when they don't deserve to be fired.
I'm saying he probably deserved to be fired. I've been in a role where I've been in management where I've had to fire people for doing and saying stupid shit. And guess what? Everyone who gets fired for saying stupid shit always tells me, "Oh, I thought I had freedom of speech." Yeah, you do have freedom of speech because the government can't arrest you for what you said. But when you, like, someone overhears you saying the N-word in the break room, you're fucking fired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so and I think that's how it should be. But like once we're talking about like you're not saying anything, you're liking a tweet that somebody else sent out.
But here's the problem. No, here's the problem, Jay. How does Twitter work? You like a tweet. All your followers can see the tweet you liked. Okay? So if you're just scrolling down and you like a funny joke, people go, "Oh, Jay, you got a funny sense of humor. You like that joke. I can see that tweet." But also, if you're scrolling through and you like a tweet of like granny porn, all your followers now know that you got a weird fetish.
Right.
So that's the point. It's not like, oh, he liked the tweet. You're representing the brand. When you are a NASCAR driver and you are employed by the NASCAR team,
that's true.
You are now a representative of that brand. And you have to represent that brand how they want you to be represented. And if you are liking tweets that are very controversial like that, it's not like, oh, I just liked it. Well, no. What happened was it's now on the screen. It's now on the scroll of all your followers. And they know why that racist tweet or that racist meme is now on their feed, because it says NASCAR driver such and such like this tweet. That's the problem. It's not just
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with everything. I agree with everything you just said. I just know that like we could end up in a place where like people are getting fired that shouldn't be fired.
We already are.
That didn't do anything wrong.
That's
I guess we already are. I guess that's
right. Like I don't know. It's when people see like famous people or celebrities get fired for this kind of stuff, they're like, oh my God. But like, this happens all the time in like the regular world too.
Yeah.
Like I have known plenty of people who got fired for doing stupid shit, saying stupid things. When I was in a managerial role, I had to fire people for saying stupid things, retarded ass shit, just dumb.
Right.
And they never think they do anything wrong. It's so funny. And they always tell you the same thing over and over again. I thought we had freedom of speech in this country. I'm like, yeah, but we're a private company and you can't say racist stuff in the break room. You can't, you can't allude to terroristic threats or whatever. You can't comment on your coworkers' fine ass. That's sexual harassment. That's a lawsuit. That's getting you fired. And it never gets to their head. Freedom of speech under the Constitution has nothing to do with private businesses and corporations deciding who they can and cannot fire for what reason. It has everything to do with the government not being able to prosecute you over your speech.
That wasn't even the worst thing that happened in NASCAR this week. The worst thing that
a race happened
was if I told you how much money that I lost in the first 8 days of August, bro, you would spit your fucking drink out.
But the NASCAR guy got fired for probably saying something stupid.
For liking something for liking, right, yes, yeah. So he's fired, and somebody else.
Orioles guy's coming back on Friday, so that's a good.
Yeah. Orioles guy back on Friday, and you know what? Shout out to the Baltimore fans who went there and said, you know what, this is ridiculous. Reinstate.
Yeah, they all had their signs up. I saw the video. So yeah, that was ridiculous.
So did you see Black Aquaman trending on Twitter this week?
That would involve me going on Twitter.
So like
Black Aquaman.
It ties into this story because how I found out about this story was I saw Black Aquaman trending on Twitter, and I was like, what? Jason Momoa is not Aquaman anymore? There's a black dude doing it? And it was this story because a black kid swam to shore to help somebody in a fight, and they called him Black Aquaman. So apparently 4 warrants have been issued following a massive brawl involving more than a dozen people along Alabama's riverfront last week.
You got the story pulled up?
Yes. Did you hear about this story or see the video?
I've heard of the story. I've not seen the video. From what I'm able to gather, 4 guys were parked their boat in a dock that they were not supposed to be parked, and they needed to park a ferry so people could get off their ferry, and the guys wouldn't move. I
don't even know if that's true. I've seen the video. We'll read the article now. I have the whole fight unedited too that we'll watch in a second. But I want to at least know why we're watching the fight to begin with. Go ahead.
All right. 2 days after a large-scale brawl that took place on the dock of Riverfront Park in Montgomery, Alabama, that appeared to be racially divided between blacks and whites. Oh, wow. Racial tensions in Montgomery, Alabama. You don't say. The city's mayor assured community members on Monday that he and local police would uncover exactly what led to the chaos. I don't know. Maybe racism. We want to make sure the community is aware that we are fully engaged in doing our due diligence to find out exactly what took place, Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed said during a brief press conference Monday afternoon. Reed, a Democrat and the city's first black mayor, added, "It's something that shouldn't have happened." So what happened? Multiple videos of the incident, which began to go viral on Twitter.
They're calling it X now. Ugh.
Twitter. Appeared to show different angles and vantage points of an ordeal that began as an argument between two individuals that within seconds escalated to a fight involving more than a dozen others. According to witnesses, the incident began when a black dock worker informed the passengers of a pontoon boat, who were all white, that their vessel was in space needed to dock the Harriet II riverboat.
Okay.
Now, that's a ferry, so that's like basically public transportation.
Right.
Several videos show the dock worker arguing with one man before another man lunges at him and throws a punch. So they're fighting dock workers who tell them to move their fucking boat.
They were in the wrong. Yeah. I'm sure they were probably.
Like, what the hell?
They were probably blitzed drunk off their minds, probably.
Well, I mean, you know, it's the summertime.
Yeah.
You've got your pontoon boat parked. Yeah, they've been drinking. They've been drinking Miller Lite all day because, you know, they weren't drinking no Bud Light. They've been drinking Miller Lite all day because they're not drinking that Bud Light. Within seconds, at least 4 other white men join in on the beating of the dock worker as he lies on the ground by himself. Seconds later, scroll up. All right, you're going too fast. Seconds later, another black man runs to the pile, seemingly trying to de-escalate the situation, which appears to work for a short time as the passengers of the vessel retreat to the small boat. Meanwhile, footage shows a black male employee from the riverboat, which was several yards from the dock, diving in the water in an apparent attempt to help defend the dock worker. This must be the Aquaman.
That's the Aquaman guy, yeah.
As the riverboat docks, video shows several more boat employees and onlookers who are all black approaching the small vessel, and a larger fight breaks out, which lasts several minutes. At least one woman who was thrown into the water. Holy crap, they're throwing women in the water?
Crazy.
And 2 people who were hit with chairs before police intervened and arrested several people, both black and white.
Wild. And you know, the best part is the kid hit somebody in the head with a chair right in front of the cop. Literally, like the cop was right there.
Wow.
Yeah, I got video. I got the whole video.
Oh, let's see it.
All right. Here we go.
Five minutes. Ooh, wow. This must be good. Graphic content. That's what I like to see. Oh, you're down. We're just going.
And he still didn't move his boat. Still didn't move his boat.
Trying to move his boat.
Clapping his hand. He's like, he's clapping his hand.
Oh, what's he doing?
He punched him.
Yeah. You could just move his boat.
Dude, yeah, I assume the guy's drunk and he just
did you see it? He did like a super punch, like I want to back that up.
He just, you want me to back up the punch?
Yeah, watch that punch again. He just like flew at him, very drunkenly, by the way.
Yeah, the guy's
look
probably
at this.
blitzed.
Look at this. The guy's obviously getting both. We got a
Clapping his hand. He's like, he's clapping his hand.
Look, see, he's like leap. There's a leap punch.
Yeah.
That's dumb too, because there's no force behind that punch. So
this poor guy's fighting like 4 people at once.
Oh, now they're all ganging up on him.
Yeah, this poor guy is literally fighting like 7 people at once right now.
Yeah, the problem is like they don't like being told what to do by a person of a certain persuasion.
Well, I mean, all drunk people act like they're fucking they're dumb.
Well, these are Alabama rednecks. We all know what they are. Oh, here comes a dude coming in for the save. Yeah, get him. Oh, look at him. He's going after all. He's like backing them all off. Oh, there he is. There's Aquaman. Aquaman coming. Let's go, Aquaman. So when's the kid coming? Because I haven't seen this video before.
When does who come
They all
in?
look, that dude is still standing. They all gang tackled him, like beating his ass, and he's up like nothing happened. So obviously they were punching like bitches. Keep going. Let's keep going. They were punching him like a bitch because he's up like nothing happened. Are they going to go move their boat now? This is where everything settles down to go, we're sorry, we're going to move our boat, right?
We got action, baby. He ain't finna do nothing. Arrest that. Oh, Lord.
Oh, look at this. Is this where the lull in the action is?
He won't go action.
Like more stuff going on.
Yeah.
Young boy slammed over there.
Wow.
Swim, though. Did you see him take off in that water?
Why would they just move their fucking boat?
Your boy finna go get it. Hell yeah.
Just don't be wooded and move their
No,
boat.
don't stop him now.
What?
This all could have been avoided if they just moved their boat.
No.
Yeah, you'll see the kid coming in with the chair.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a suplex. Oh, shit. And he's stopping. Boom. Oh. Oh, shit. You see that? He fucking knocked him out with a haymaker. Back that up. Back that. The black dude in the blue shirt knocked the dude, leveled him. Leveled him.
I saw it, bro. I saw it.
I want to see it again.
Here comes the chair, I think. The chair's coming soon.
Man, these guys are getting their asses kicked. They try that in a small town.
Who the lady one? The young one? No, he ain't.
Oh, they're holding it back.
Yeah, but he's gonna let the car just handle that dog.
They can't handle it. The chair can be. I want to see the chairs. When the chairs come in?
I think that's the chair right there. Somebody comes and grabs it.
Oh, there's only like a minute left. Come soon. Oh, I can't wait.
I'm talking about he threw it.
Dude, that haymaker they're doing the blue shirt is serious. That dude got knocked the fuck out. That's not the first haymaker he's fucking about.
Here comes the chair.
Oh, that's a cop.
But he untied they both.
Oh no, they didn't show the chair?
They know they in the wrong, so they should have moved. They was over there, they should have moved.
That's nuts.
I don't know. But yeah, somebody got hit in the head with a chair. A couple of people got hit in the head with a chair. It's crazy.
So instead of saying, yeah, we'll move our pontoon boat so the ferry can fucking park, we're just going to beat up the dock worker?
Probably drunk, belligerent people.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy. Alabama riverfront gets rowdy, man.
I'll tell you what, man. They do something different down there in SEC country. That's how they play.
So, last story, Dianne Feinstein recovering after hospital visit for minor fall at California home. Did you see this?
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Like, this is basically just a broader story because it's like, all right, so she's hospitalized. Like we all feel bad for her. You know, old people falling is an issue that everyone has to deal with. Your grandparents, and like my mom actually fell recently down some stairs. We had to take her to the hospital. Fortunately, she's okay. She had a couple broken toes, but it just kind of shows we just how long are we just going to accept like having people, because she's 90.
That's unreal.
And she's known to have Alzheimer's. She's in late stage dementia right now, and she's 90, and she's in the Senate. But this story, the reason why I thought this story was interesting is because it comes a week after Mitch McConnell just brain froze in front of the entire country during a meeting or during a press conference. And the problem with Mitch McConnell is he fell several months ago and was hospitalized with a concussion. And then his aides and he and Mitch McConnell are refusing to answer questions about his health when they ask him, "Hey, was it because of your concussion? Is the reason why you froze have anything to do with your previous concussion? Is it still lingering effects?" He refused to answer the questions. And with Dianne Feinstein, she doesn't even know where she's at.
I know that HIPAA laws are like big for citizens like me and you, where any medical condition that like we have, it's personal, private info. It won't get released, yada yada, right? But when you're talking about an elected official that is responsible for like whether you're a House rep, it's 750,000 people, whether you're a senator, there's only 2 in the entire state. Like at that point, your medical information should have to be released. Like 90 people, I've heard it. I've heard multiple people talk about that she's basically got onset dementia and she barely knows who the fuck she is half the time. Like at that point, isn't it owed to the people of California that she has to step down and somebody has to fill the spot?
Exactly. It is owed to the people of California, because you also got to understand she can't even do her constituent services.
Right.
For 40 million Americans. California is 1/10 of the country's population. You have 1/10 of the country's population not being represented.
It's unbelievable. Because
Dianne Feinstein is doing what she's doing right now. I can't even blame her. It's her aides. She's not even the senator of California. It's her aides are the senator. It's
so how is like the Mitch McConnell story and this story not 24/7 cable news story? Like 24/7.
I think it's because cable news is in bed with the elites and they're trying to protect them. Like, here's the other story. Dianne Feinstein technically should be the Senate pro tempore. If you don't know what that means the Senate pro tempore is the third in line for the presidency. Behind you have the vice president, and then you have the Speaker of the House, and then you have the Senate pro tempore. And the Senate pro tempore is traditionally the senior member of the majority party in the Senate. She is that person, but she's not the Senate pro tempore. They skipped over her and I think it's the lady from Washington. I can't remember her name, but it's some lady from Washington's the actual Senate pro tempore, because they skipped over Dianne Feinstein because they knew she was bonkers. They knew she was batshit crazy.
I just can't believe it's not
put her third in line to the presidency. So the Democrats during this last after the last term, when they retook the Senate, because it's tradition that it's the senior member of the party, but it's not. It doesn't have to be. They vote, like everyone in that party. They vote on who the Senate pro tempore is going to be, and it's just tradition. They vote for the senior member. But they came together because they knew she was nuts, and they didn't vote for her to be the Senate pro tempore. They skipped over her, and they gave it to I don't know her name, but she's in Washington, because they knew, the Democrats in the Senate knew she couldn't do the job if something crazy happened where we lost, Biden, Kamala, and Kevin McCarthy all in, 1 week,
Right.
Like it's never like it's one of those things that's never going to happen, but you got to have a contingency just in case. So when the Senate Democrat, that should have been our first sign, that something was amiss. When they're like, this bitch is way too crazy for us to have that 0.000001% that she gets somehow moved into office, that they couldn't even take that risk and they skipped her.
You notice the fact that like Republicans and Democrats are out, they're at each other's throat, like on every issue, right? But
Yeah.
you don't hear Democrats talking about how Mitch McConnell's got to step down and it's time to go, because on the opposite side, Republicans can say Dianne Feinstein and the other old fucking people on the Democratic side shouldn't be in office either. And then the conversation starts about term limits, and nobody wants that. Everybody wants their cushy job for 30 years. So they will just let people that literally, like, I would be amazed if Dianne Feinstein could drive herself home from the Capitol on Sundays.
No, she can't drive.
Like, does she even know where she lives?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you got a guy on national television, or at least like prominent cable channels, like short circuiting and freezing for 45 seconds last week. I mean, the joke's over, man. Like now the whole country's seeing it play out in real time on TV.
But my question too is for the voters is, when do we start telling start blaming it on the voters? Like, why do the voters keep going? Like, we keep going, oh, we need term limits. Well, we're the ones who keep fucking voting these people in. How can we complain that Mitch McConnell and Dianne Feinstein and, in a state right next to me, Chuck Grassley's 89, and Iowa literally just voted him in for another 6-year term when he was 88. I mean, that takes a lot of balls to run for a 6-year term when you're 88.
It goes back to people writing legislation for the next 50 years that won't be alive in 2 years. It comes back to exactly what you and I were talking about last week. It's nuts. And it's not giving my daughter's generation a fair shot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because the people in office don't even know what the fuck they're doing right now.
Yeah, I just think this whole Dianne Feinstein thing, you couple that with what's going on with Mitch McConnell, and something's got to give with these freaking old people. Oh, we're going to have a presidential race between two guys who are 80.
Right.
Everyone talks about how old fucking Joe Biden is. Donald Trump's 79.
Yeah, they're looking to lock in the next 4 years. They'll be done at the ripe old age of 84.
Yeah. Here's the other dumb thing. Everyone agrees we don't want to see Trump versus Biden round 2. No one wants this. And we act like we don't have a choice. Oh, we're being stuck with them again. Like, Joe Biden does have challengers in the Democratic primary. And Donald Trump has like 12 Republicans running against him. So we do have choices. It's just everyone's going to vote for Biden and Trump anyways.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They'll both be the nominees. Definitely. No doubt.
Well, this is a depressing way to end the show, but I mean, we do have to bring this up. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, people need to bring up term limits as a more important issue in this country, or we're going to have 90-year-old people right making the rules for 400 million people.
Or, maybe just, start having campaigns where you get like a super PAC, where we just start campaigning in all these states with like these 85-year-old senators, where you just start like blasting over the air. Guys, stop voting for this 85-year-old. What the fuck?
It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that wraps up episode 5, Ant and Jay Save America. We'll be back next week, probably next Wednesday on this channel around 8:30, boys. So aside from that, we're out. For Ant, I'm Jay. Later.